Well, in other news, Lalisa Desisa of Ethiopia has won the New York City Marathon, holding off second place by less than 2 seconds. Desisa finished in 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 59 seconds. Well, if you're like me and you're always looking for an excuse to eat, listen up. It's National Sandwich Day. It's a time to celebrate. Police say he had sex with a teenage girl. They exchanged pictures, texts, and chats online. And the Kent County Health Department also wanted me to tell you that, young kids, people over the age of 65, they're more likely to suffer those extreme symptoms of West Nile. 3 months later, and she is walking, talking, her kids are homeschooled, Such an incredible story there. Yeah. It's been just over 3 months, a long time for the families of both Hannah and Logan Albaugh. They were the just married husband and wife who were killed in that crash. And I spoke with Logan's father today, who tells me he expected the justice system to do more. Many in tonight's crowd at Burton Heights Pizza recalled recent memories with Joey Vitale. Others remember when the pizza shop was here across the street in this small building, and they recalled the compassion. Evan, good evening. We've seen an absolutely incredible display of lightning, strong winds, and heavy downpour. Things have lightened up a little bit since we made it here to Norton Shores, but take a look at this. Just in the last few minutes, we saw firefighters out here roping off this road, Lake Harbor Road. We're in the 4000 block. After a power line snaps, they're letting residents know that is out here. That's going to be a big concern when you have those strong winds and heavy rain like we've been seeing over the last hour or so. This entire road has lost power, and you'll want to avoid this area if you plan on driving over here. Maybe find an alternate route, because crews will be out here for hours. Again, that road buckled. They still haven't actually made it down to that water main to even see what caused the break. When you open this front door, you're quickly reminded of the devastation of last night's fire.
Hey, Marvis.
This is a fun story. It's, quote, tentative right now, but that word tentative, that's the most problematic for some employees. Good evening. The charges are possession of child pornography and using a computer to commit a crime. And within the last hour, we've learned that Philip Powie is a teacher at KEC Oakley. It's listed as a special education school on Grand Rapids Northwest side. Marley, good evening. It's been 10 days since that special Sand Lake Council meeting, but still tonight, Jim Reemsma says no one from the village has contacted him to tell him that he's been fired. Witnesses say they knew this had to be a serious crash when they saw the extent of the damage of the car in this ditch. Then they heard cries for help and saw the injuries. Well, good afternoon, Sue and Emily. There's plenty of debris out here. You can see some of the smaller pieces. Well, if you know Terry and I, we like to stay up to date on all the social media, so let's just check out what everyone's talking about this weekend. Maria Gomez prefers to speak Spanish, but she had no problem finding the English translation for how she felt when her son was wrongfully detained by federal immigration officials.
Almost had a heart attack when I heard that my son was in immigration's hand.
Hilmar Ramos Gomez was born in Grand Rapids. His mother says he was eager to join the Marine Corps and received medals for his service.
So they don't care what he did for his country. So that makes me mad.
Tonight, the big question is why ICE flagged him as undocumented. We asked the Kent County Undersheriff. That's when we learned that the suspect is a 55-year-old man, and police believe that he is still in that home, which is actually around this corner on Thelma. They believe that he has a gun in that home too right now. We just learned that just a little bit ago. It's November, and you can tell by that 8-day forecast on there. You may want to take the umbrellas, it looks like, for Election Day. With just a few days from the midterm elections, President Trump is hitting the campaign trail with at least 9 stops as he tries to hold on to control of both the House and the Senate. That's right, guys. They volunteered with Art Prize since the first year, and by the second year, Kim and Terry Gates were opening their doors in Alto as a host family. It's quite the setup, and many have enjoyed their stay, including one woman who won big. A chilly day out there. It's starting to definitely feel like November, and meteorologist Kyle Underwood says we're looking at the chances for rain tonight. Teresa and Casey, good morning. This is Dorganics headquarters, and they're not just helping people cook fresh meals with their delivery service, they're also helping feed people who are less fortunate. They donate more than 200 pounds of food every week to a local charity, and you can help too with the unveiling of this new app. All it will take you is about 30 seconds of your time.
Speed 3, Speed 4, and Speed 5. I always have it on Speed 5 because that's the fastest.
Summer days for 10-year-old Ezekiel Gonzalez are sure to include time with his chickens, enjoying the outdoors, and music. But it will no longer consist of trips to the Mary Free Bed YMCA day camp that his family paid and planned for him to attend all summer.
I was extremely excited.
That excitement squashed after a conversation with the camp director on Monday, his first day of camp.
He said, I wasn't aware someone would actually have to pull his pants down.
Rotten garbage, that seems to be the most common description I've heard from many of the visitors coming in here. I've also heard from one kid, it smells like grandpa's burps. Other people say it smells like a sewer. Some people said that it smells like any other flower, sweet. So there's been lots of descriptions of this corpse flower. You may know her as Putricia. It's like your baby's all grown up now. It's finally bloomed after 18 years. Right. For people at home, we don't have smell-o-vision yet. How would you describe the smell yourself?
You know, there's been a couple favorites that I've heard so far, and I think the thing that makes the most sense to me is sauerkraut and roadkill combined with a sweet Vidalia onion that's rotted in the back of your cabinet. So I think that is kind of the different notes that I'm getting when I walk past that.
It was almost like a food critic was here to describe that one. It has just been amazing just to stand in that one spot. The air in here, the circulation is kind of pushing that scent right into where you guys have rerouted traffic. Good evening. 34-year-old Amber Bills was supposed to serve 11 days inside this jail for relatively small offenses, but she never lived to see her release. Tonight, her mom wants answers.
Amber was a very caring person. She'd do anything for anybody. She had a big heart.
This week, Karen Zweiheisen lost her only daughter, Amber Lene Bills. I mean, what are you feeling right now?
A lot of pain. A lot of pain. Because my thoughts are that this could have been prevented. She could have gotten out Wednesday. But now I have to bury her.
Bills was booked on 2 charges of contempt of court and 1 charge of not having her driver's license on her.
Here's one of her with her and her younger brother.
Her mother told me a woman who was serving time at the jail with Amber Bills contacted her saying her daughter tried repeatedly to get medical help before she died.
But it was pain in her stomach, and they had contacted the guards, and the guard just told her to man up and deal with it. She'd be out of jail on Wednesday anyways.
And that was from one of the other inmates?
That was from one of the inmates that was in with her, yes.
Sheriff Mike Williams says early autopsy results revealed Bills had an undiagnosed perforated ulcer. But Zweiheisen says officials at the sheriff's office originally told her that her daughter died from a heart attack.
Just wanted to know actually what actually happened to her. I have to raise her daughter now, and I have no truth to tell her why her mom passed away in jail. I have no answers to give her.
Zweiheisen told me she wants the Montcalm County Jail to admit this was a result of their mistake.
It's like they're trying to cover something up or hide something. Just would like some answers so that I can put this to rest, and if it was something wrong that the jail had done, man up and say it.
I called the Montcalm County Sheriff today, still have not heard back, but we do know that Sheriff Williams says he's asked the Michigan Sheriff's Association's mission team to do an external review of this incident. In Stanton, Marvis Herring, 24 Hour News 8.
I felt like I was in a dream.
The damage is nightmarish, but this is David Boverhoff's reality today. Charred debris, a burned truck, everything stained by the flames and smoke that billowed last night.
It's tough.
David and his wife Debbie got back from a University of Michigan hospital Saturday. They told me doctors still don't know what's causing her painful blisters inside her mouth.
Now she's got all these other ailments, and just one more thing to fight. Now this.
Everything inside, it's just the floor's gone, everything.
Diane Abraham tells me her sister Debbie was extremely happy to be home from the hospital.
Probably lost 70 pounds.
This changed everything.
She said there's no place like home, there's no place like home.
You can barely recognize it, but Debbie's wedding photo was among the few things that was not destroyed in last night's flames. But when you open this front door, you're quickly reminded of the devastation of last night's fire.
We had trucks from the road all the way in here circling the house.
As David watched several firefighters battle flames from about 5 p.m. until after dark, he couldn't help but think of his wife's medicine that was inside.
You know, you just think, what next? Why?
Tonight, the family is grateful that no one was inside. They're still praying for Debbie's healing.
She's strong. She's stronger than anybody I know. Definitely stronger than me, for sure.
She's the most carbon copy of me I know. We just met.
Today, he told the judge he never hit any young children, but he admits he did run over a bike.
Can I please say something real quick?
During this afternoon's arraignment, Dakota Welch was eager to give his perspective on Sunday's deadly hit and run he's accused of causing.
It has not been proven that I was the one that hit the little girl. I did, in fact, hit a bicycle. There is no blood so far that has been discovered.
Mr. Welch, I'm going to stop you for just a moment.
As teardrops fell from Taylor Davis's mother's face in the courtroom, the Muskegon County judge reminded the 19-year-old that anything he says can be used against him. Welch continued on.
All that there is proof of at this very moment is I hit a bicycle, and I continued to my destination, where I was being kicked out of a trailer and I was cleaning it out.
A crash witness reportedly followed Welch as he sped to the Mona Lakes mobile home park, where police later arrested him. Today, this small memorial for the 6-year-old sits near the crash site.
I don't know what he was thinking, and I don't know why he was thinking it, and I don't know why he did what he did.
Welch's family attended the arraignment today, telling me there's no way he hit and killed Davis on purpose.
Our family, Dakota's family, sends out their condolences to that little girl's family. We are horribly, horribly sorry for what happened.
And you just heard from the suspect, Dakota Welch's family. Coming up new tonight at 6, you'll hear reaction from the Davis family after Welch says, again, he didn't hit a young girl. He says he only hit a bike. We're live in Muskegon. Marvis Herring, 24 Hour News 8.